Philip, well, first off, tell me how the offseason went. I know you were head coach this year for your son's team. Tell me how that went.
It went good. We had a fun season. I tell you, as you're finding out too, right? As they get older and older, I find it harder for me than it is him in these clutch moments that he's in the game. I'm all worked up, and he's like, "We're good," But it's a lot of fun. As you know, the off season is all about family time and getting ready, and then shoot the switch goes, and then we're in training camp and getting ready for another season.
Absolutely. Speaking of another season, now you guys had a phenomenal season last year. Obviously, division round of the playoffs. Did some things that you wanted to get accomplished. So tell me, what can you guys build on that experience that you learned from last year that you can carry into this year?
Yeah, I think quite a bit. I mean, we have some guys on this team, a handful of guys that have won Super Bowls other places, some veterans that have playoff experience in other places, and some of us here. But I think we can build from those. Winning some of those close games in Pittsburgh and Kansas City were big, which we haven't done in a few years. Winning a playoff game. I think having that experience in New England that didn't go so well, but we can gain something from that. And I think as you know, it was across that weight room wall, championship starting a division. I mean, I saw that one in 2004, and that's still what we believe. And we haven't won a division since 2009. So that's really where it starts for us, is in a division. And with a little AFC West pride, I think we may have the best division in football. I mean, you look at what Kansas City's done, obviously, and I think Denver and Oakland are going to be tough to deal with too. So we know it's a heck of a challenge, but I think our focus right now is on us and in the division.
I'm glad you brought that up, the division, and it goes to Kansas City right now because they've been the champions. Have you guys done enough this offseason with this team to make you feel that you guys can surpass Kansas City and win a division?
I think so. I mean, you look at last year, winning 12 games, it topped the league. It was a handful of others with 12. We also know how hard it is to win 12, and so it's not just going to happen this year. So we got to kind of recreate the whole deal. You recreate the camaraderie, the love, the trust. You start from square one. You don't just assume you got it. And but no, I think roster-wise, we got enough. What we have right now is enough to go get it done.
Great competition on this roster. Offensively, defensively, you guys challenge each other, I'm sure, every single day. But I want to know about your tight end. Hunter Henry is back. Now, you have played with some great tight ends before, obviously Antonio Gates. What can Hunter Henry bring to this offense?
I tell you what, he's a complete tight end. I think we've kind of seen him as healthy since, the end of last year. We got to see him on the practice field, and obviously he played a little bit in that New England game. But so the fans are the outside is wondering, what's Hunter Henry, how's his health? And his health's awesome. I mean, he looks great. So I think he's going to bring that complete package to us. And I think having a little, a couple years under Antonio is going to be helpful for him, right? Take the nuggets and things he learned from Antonio, how does it fit into his game? And he's a big target now. I mean, I think he's underappreciated the athlete he is. I mean, he can run in his range and do it all. So excited to have 86 back out there.
So I got to ask you about Russell Okung. I know he's had a medical scare. He's not out here. But tell me your expectations for your offensive line. You expect him to get him back at some point. What's your expectations for those guys in front of you?
Well, I tell you what, that's one thing I'm thankful my whole career. You know most of those guys that we had in front of us all those years, and just how much they cared about protecting you and doing all they could. They'd fight, they'd do anything for you. So I'm appreciative of that my whole career. The last couple of years, I've been very thankful that I hadn't had anything going into the offseason. I mean, it's been about as good as I've felt. So it's a good group. You get Forrest Lamp back in the mix also. You mentioned Russell. You get Trent Scott back in there and Sam Tevy that'll be mixing in there until Russell gets back. But thankfully, Russell caught it soon enough, right? His health is most important. But I think it's been great to see Russell's mindset. I think it was probably tough to deal with for him at first, but he's out here, big smile on his face, working hard, expecting to be back at some point.
Now, do you want to come back? I mean, you obviously, everybody's talking about extending you, and you still look good. Physically, you feel good and playing well. So what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I do. I do feel good, and I'm still excited about playing. I think when you get to this point, though, you do kind of take it 1 year at a time. But I do expect to be playing here next year. I do. That is the expectation. But I think when you're 37, you kind of go, all right, let's focus on this year. And then, all right, what do you want to do? All right, and then we'll focus on the next and kind of take them one at a time. So I feel good about where we are with all. I mean, Tom and I and the organization are on the same page, and I'm just excited about this year.
Last question. It's a toss-up, an easy one for you. Old Gunner, I need a scouting report. Like, what's Gunner up to these days? How's he looking? And I want to come see him play now. I see film on him, NFL Network showing film on him. Give me a scouting report.
Well, I can tell you this. He has the exact same release. That's one thing. I don't know if it's genetics or what. I guess I'm the guy that taught him how to throw, so he throws it the same way. But as he's so into it, you know, and he loves to play, and he loves the Chargers now. He knows everybody. He's checking in on practice about who's doing what. And this fantasy football is a whole nother level too now, because now he's into that. And I'm having to answer, hey, Dad, what do you think about, you know, guys across the league? And I'm going, shoot, but I don't know how that all plays out. But he's really into it. It's fun to see him now. He'll be a fifth grader, so he's kind of starting to go, shoot, he's going to have a chance maybe. You know, it's still young, but he loves it enough. And then I got little Pete now, too, that's just 7, you know, so the 2 boys. Then he's starting to kind of come alive all of a sudden, too. So it's going to be fun one day when they're in high school. I told Pete, hey, I need you to be ready to go as a freshman, so you can be a wide receiver for Gunner's senior year. Exactly. So you can have a little rivers to rivers out there in high school ball. So, but it's great. Family's great. Very thankful and healthy, and looking forward to this season.
Well, good. Always a pleasure, Philip. I'm gonna let you run, man. Good luck this year.
Appreciate it.
Come on, Bull fans. You want some more of this? Click subscribe. Hit this button right here. Click this button right here, and you can get all of this that you want. Come on, Bull fans.